Welcome to Chucky Live, everybody. We made it to another Thursday. I am here, and we're going to talk about this new episode with Charles Lee Ray in the group. Episode 6 in this new season, back half. Those are not sentences, but we're here now. Anywho, I am joined by Chris Love and our special neighbor Alma. Please introduce yourselves so people know where to find you.
Go, Alma. Me?
Oh.
Okay. Hi. Hi, I'm Chris Love. You can find me at Legally Love on Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it. Ms. Chris Love on Instagram. And I lurk on everything else, so don't find me there.
Hi, I'm Alma. I like to visit my neighbor a lot, and you can find me at Alma Lovely, Alma Luvlee, and horrormovieblog.com currently.
I'm happy to have you both here because what a fucking episode of Chucky. If y'all don't know, this is episode 3.6. We're going to call her Panic Room, and what a title for what all happened in the Panic Room. Like, possibly my favorite section of this show is in the Panic Room. My favorite section that doesn't have Fiona or Jennifer Tilly, obviously. But like, this was a lot. This was a lot. And I'm excited to talk about all the shit we saw last night on fucking Chucky. Because you've never been on a Chucky Live. Why don't you start off with one of your first thoughts, Chris?
Okay. I love Chucky. I'm so excited to do this because I literally had to start a rewatch in order to participate because I was like, I don't quite remember what happened on Chucky. So let's revisit. I literally did a rewatch, and then I was like, Sharai, how come you didn't tell me there was like a season 3, 1 through 4? And then the rest of the season. So I'm really caught up and excited. And my first thought for today was, this should have been called Who the Fuck is Chucky?
Listen, when he said that, every ounce of my being levitated. I lifted my bed like I was in the fucking Exorcist. I was like, he's fucking Chucky. I don't know why that works for me, but it does.
Truly, I mean, hilarious. And Chucky was like, if you don't know, now you know. You're gonna know today.
Right.
On today, I'm gonna stop. Chucky's it's gonna be World War Chucky, not World War III.
Listen. No, I love him. I also love that we still find new things for him to do that make me laugh. Like, Chucky in a wheelchair should not be so funny, but like, he's just so fucking extra. So he does the wheelchair bit, and you're like, stop it! I don't know if I should be laughing. Oh my God, Charles Lee Ray, stop it!
That was my first thought. I was like, oh, this is so funny. And then I was like, look at Chucky needing ADA accommodation.
For all the people,
he's woke.
For all the people him and Tiff have injured, now Chucky needs some assistance. And I was like, and he's just so fucking extra because he can clearly walk. He's carrying guns around and like holding people hostage, but he's just so theatrical. Like, he's a little actor.
He lives in his moment. I loved it. I was thinking what is that American Doll, like wheelchair? Like, where did they get this? Did he go down to the collectibles? Where is this coming from? And just okay, that was actually my first thought, like over the whole show, is like, how is this little old man doll being pushed around by this kid? And no one says shit. Just leave him alone. He's grieving. Leave him alone. This is how he deals. And they're just fucking letting him roll around with this old man doll. Where did it come from? It obviously looks different.
But when the brother was like, yo, where did you learn how to do that special effects makeup? Really? That's
Grant.
Okay.
Grant's like, is it somebody actually blasting on TikTok? Because he's so desperate to be popular, and he's now looking at his little brother to be like, can you find me somebody to make me cool? Nobody can. But speaking of Grant, we know that every time Lexi likes a person, they die. So every episode he's alive, I'm surprised. I thought he was really dead this eepisode. And he was like, no, we're getting out of this panic room. I got my little brother. Good luck, everybody.
He could go. I mean, he could go. He's so goofy. I thought her previous boyfriend, in the
Junior.
first was, I mean, he was an asshole, but he gave me something to like, Junior was an asshole, but he gave me something to look forward to. This guy just whines.
Listen, he's so needy. And I'm like, Lexi, I know I'm not the biggest fan of you, but you can do better.
Oh yeah, we're not the biggest fan at all, but he's I just, when that moment at the piano and everything, that's when I was like, I think I texted Sharai and was like, oh, he gonna die because they're dragging this out. They have these moments with him, and I don't know when it's gonna happen. I think everybody gets got like randomly, and just when it's gonna be most shocking. I thought it was gonna happen right there.
Let's unpack this Still for the Reaper bit, because like we know she's gonna do it every season. That's her thing. We know a lot of these actors have multiple skills, and so you have to be like, we're keeping you from doing other stuff. So here's your song. But when that piano showed up, I was like, don't do it. And they're like, we're gonna do it. Don't do it. I don't. That was like my biggest. That was the first time I was ever like, no, I'm unsatisfied here, because we're gonna have a musical moment. And I was like, stop it. Utaka's entered the chat.
I hated it. I was like, this needs more cowbell. Every time I hear SNL skit, I was like, this needs more cowbell. I can't do it with the dramatic, like slow jam version of stuff. I mean, it's definitely a horror trope at this point, right? So I know that they like to throw that stuff in to like mess with us and make us giggle, but I was like, this too much. This too much.
It's too much in the wrong way, because Chucky's always too much, but this was too much in the wrong ways. For those listening and not watching, Utaka says him playing the piano, ... I was about to off him. So we are not alone. I don't know which part of the demographic that was for, but like a lot of the people who come here to watch Chucky stab people in the ass, we're not having it. Are you reading
the text as he's like live?
Yeah,
because he was like, these kids are like the worst singers or whatever. He put something like that, and I'm like, they know they're gonna do it, and it's like almost cringy. I don't know why I hate those two. It's just weird, and but that was the perfect moment to off him if they were gonna.
I mean, they could have made a bomb drop on him, a missile or something.
Listen, Charles Lee Ray blew up a little boy last season. Where's that energy at? Like, I know the North Pole just got it, but we can work locally too. The call should come in from inside the house. Let's get some people out of here. I think it's Alma's note, maybe.
All right. Well, then the body double has entered the chat because now, okay. So I was all like, I like daddy, father. No, like it was like daddy, uncle, father, Mr. President, body double, Sawa, whatever. I don't care. I'll take it in all shapes and forms. I loved it. I was like, for real, I was in heaven this whole damn episode. There were only like a few breaks where I was like, okay, they're playing the piano. I was like, they're going to kill him. So I kind of sat forward. But that whole bit, and he made his voice different and with a little goofiness, I was like, okay, I think I fell in love all over again, if it's possible.
It's really funny because last week we were like, another one's uploading. We're not really worried. Also, just did a press tour for this. Like, I'm sure it's more than one episode. I didn't think it'd be this soon. I think it'd be a role this big. I thought it'd be a couple of ghosts and maybe like a sideways character. He's like, no, I'm playing a version of my body double of a character. Move the part just an inch to the side, and I might be from Jersey. And I'm like, what? Like,
when he said, I didn't sign up for this shit, I was like,
none of that was cool.
Sir. But here we are.
When he's covering Henry's eyes, I'm like, what about me, President Body Double Sawa? What about me? I don't see this shit either.
Oh, amazing.
I just have to say this is the most gripping political thriller I've ever seen in my life. What's happening in the top of this episode. Because it went from Meta President might be doing something. Meta President's a captive. Like she's held hostage.
Yeah, she's weak. I just, she's super weak. Like she couldn't actually do anything in the White House. She's just scared all the time. She brought there's a ghost that's killing folks. And I was like, I'm waiting for like a sheet.
I thought it was going to be more than that. I really did. I think I talked about the theories. So when she kind of like crumbled there, I was like, oh, fuck. I really thought she was going to be like big and badass and, like there was going to be something great. But no, because I was thinking of everything. I was like imagining, why is she still going along with this? Why? And then that point came and it was watching her crumble. I was like, oh, I did not expect that at all. I really thought she was going to do something.
She was going to be the takeover, right? I thought this was priming her up for her, her villain story, her villain origin story or something, right? Anything.
Yeah, she was going to it was weird.
I wanted more because I was like, she's clearly the mastermind, and she's like, oh no. I do enjoy that they gave that character something a little bit more to do because they do take care of their actors on this show. They're like, hey, adults, you're gonna get to do some extra shit. Get into it. So every time she had her wine glass and she was trying to figure out the lie she's telling her kids, or I need a cigarette. You don't smoke.
Yes.
I was like, this bitch is living. Let her have it.
She's just smoking in front of the kids, walking around like she's smoking in the warehouse. Just regular cigarettes. Like, at least get the weed out. Be nice, to the decor.
I want to say that I appreciate, as someone who does politics, I appreciate her fits. Like, all of her dresses are gorgeous, and I need to find out who does her shopping for her. But that's the only use she has for me. She's not doing a great job of protecting her kids. She's not doing a great job of protecting her husband. She's not holding it down for the country. Like, what is she doing?
She was like, I wanted to be a first lady. I will help get rid of the bodies, but that's where I end. Because she had a rug for every occasion. Everybody who's dead, I got one of your size. Let's go. Let's get it out of here. Yeah. I think it's your turn, Alma.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So I mentioned, okay. So Chucky walking around the White House is the most adorable thing I've ever seen, watching his feet and the old man and everything like that. But the highlight for me was seeing this old man. I just loved seeing old man Chuck move around the White House as effortlessly as he did, because they actually took the time to show him in certain moments where he was moving or talking or whispering. And then when anybody else would turn around, he would just kind of sit in his seat and just stop moving. And I was like, when is this charade going to end? And I'm glad, obviously, he did it in great fashion and everything, but it was a lot and I loved it and I appreciated it.
I love the bit in the elevator because, like, getting into the elevator, he's being held by Henry, who's got a gun in the body double's back, and you know what's going on, even though the man in the elevator doesn't know, because he's like, this doll is not holding this man hostage, but we know because Devin's acting his ass off. He's like, new character, who this? I would like another award. And so, like, we get in there, and when he shoots the elevator dude, and they drop him on the floor, and it's that thud, like it's a badass villain, because it's Chucky. And he has a little doll stuff.
It landed like that 3-point stance.
Yes. Yes. Like, the show is just so damn silly. It's hard to not. I don't have people Chucky. Like, it's 19 eggs in a trench coat every fucking 5 minutes, and I'm here for all of them.
I was like, where'd he come from? So I appreciated this episode. Really reminded me a lot of Scooby-Doo. At some point she was like, I can't believe we have these 4 meddling kids or nosy kids running through the White House and they're looking for the ghost that's Chucky or what have you. And I was like, I was waiting for like a little montage where they were running through the house one way and then run back the other way, running after Chucky. I was like, that would have made the episode perfect for me.
I would have lived because it was definitely giving Scooby-Doo. I was like, what is happening?
They're moving in groups. They're huddling up. That whole thing that they're doing every time. It's like, I love it when they start piecing out the people together. You know what I mean? They're like separate, and then they come to the White House. Now they're all working together, and all of those bits, and it works. It's cartoony on purpose. I know it, because it's so funny what we're watching here. But in all seriousness, too, I was like, shh, I'm listening right now. They're breaking it down. What's happening next? Okay, I I need to be paying attention to every bit of it, no matter how absurd, preposterous it gets. Especially because I was like, there's no way they're gonna blow up anything. He's not gonna nuke anything. I was like, they can't. It was out of the question.
When he said "fuck Santa" and hit the button, I lost my shit.
I was like, "What's Santa do? What's Santa do?"
Everything Chucky did in the panic room on that table, he was pacing.
He reached. It was so like cinematic. What boss? That button.
Goodbye, cruel world. Oh. Fuck you, Santa. Bam. And I'm like, this is art. This is cinema. Give me my Nicole Kidman business suit. I am in the AMC. Thank you. What?
I mean, they were like, where can we possibly go after all of this? After Chucky's age progression. After him, ripping the president's eyes out. And I love that he pulled the eyeball out of his damn pocket. What do we do? What's left? Okay.
If that had been the final episode and we never saw Chucky again, it would have been the best episode to ever go the fuck out on, because everything was flawless in that panic room. Like there's not a moment I don't love. I would go back and do all of it over again. But it's when he hits the button and we go to that janky ass rocket made of like cardboard. This is Chucky. We do it quickly. One over here. I was like, yes, you do.
I can't think they were gonna wake up. I thought it was going to be a dream. I'm sorry. I was just like, I cannot believe they're not going to do that. And then even then I was still like, are they going to wake up? I just kept doing that. It was like, no, it's not. No, it didn't even look real. I
rewound it. I could not believe what I saw. So I was like, rewind. Oh, I guess they did that.
They did that.
Poor Santa.
Those elves are screwed. I hope that they have a union, because they're gonna have to do a lot to come back from this. I just love that Chucky's always like, we gotta go bigger, because like we think we've seen it all. Like, this franchise has been around since before I was born, and so you're just like, oh yeah, there's something else they can do, and it's like, guess what, bitch? And I'm like, okay, Charles Lee Ray, I'm so sorry. I'm done. I'm just watching. No more comments. Yutaka said, look, we need to talk about those movie effects. So cute. Yes, that entire Jackie Rocket going over like all the stock videos of like cows and shit just sitting. It reminded me of like Nickelodeon had this show called Kablam, and they had like an Ash League noun on there, and that's what it reminded me of.
It was great. It was a great moment in television, quite frankly. Top tier Chucky. Good job.
Who else is doing this? Like
nobody. It's like the greatest show, and I'm not even joking when I say it. Not even a little bit. It is the most exciting. So much is happening. Fun, serious, exciting. No matter what, it's like every moment is really, really worth watching. And they take it and they do it so smart. They write it smart every bit, and it's just, except for not killing the president's son yet. We need to get that. Yeah. But other than that,
no.
My Charles Lee Ray would have killed him a long time ago. That's how I know Chucky's really not feeling it. Like
that's what. Look, I mean, that's my thing. It's like these folks should be dead already, right? And we have a few more episodes to go in the season, right? But like, I was ready for the first family to be gone, except for President Body Double, because that's hilarious, right? But the kids can go, both of them kids can go.
I love President Body Double so much, because again, we knew Devon Sawa wasn't done. We're like, you're not fooling anybody, but we did not know it'd be like that. And I also appreciate it because we do leave him out of the conversation. I'm talking about like Fiona Dorff and Jay Tilly and all the stuff they get to do. Because he plays his characters and like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, see you next season. But he's like, I'm back and I'm playing a different version of the one I just played. But like, it's like, what the fuck do you mean?
All 8 of these episodes. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
He's like, I like it. Go ahead.
I'll just say, I think I even like the Body Double more than I like the president character.
Yes. I also love that this character is the one that gets to kill Chucky, because usually Chucky kills him. And so now they're 4-1 as opposed to being 5 right now. They're going to be 5-1 soon. But it's going to be 4-1 for at least a week. I love that for him.
Amazing.
Yeah. Right. Because he was definitely, actually, he didn't shoot Chucky. I forgot. The other dude did. The bodyguard.
Yeah. The black dude.
I was happy to see him because we just killed a blackguard outside. And I'm like, we killed a lot of people personally, but also. And then they were like, no, there's another. I'm like, okay, we're good. Look.
I mean, they really didn't have to do that brother like that. And I did say that in my notes. I was like, why are they going to do that brother like that? I don't like eye kills. No. Those really squeaked me out, right? Yeah. And the way that he was like, oh, well, you know, you do it this far so that they can't move, but they're still, you know, conscious. And then he's like, I was like, ah. So I just like that. And they didn't have to do that black man like that.
Yeah. They each one has been a little bit like each kill's like creative and stuff like that. But the eye ones, and pulling the eyes out and then doing it again, another eye one. I think it's like, we did an eye kill. Let's do it again, but let's do it grosser. Like, we got to do it more gruesome. Each one, it was definitely over. It was a lot.
Eyes and teeth sid me. So I'm just like, ah.
Oh, yeah, pulling teeth or pulling fingernails. Why does that bother me? But the rest of it's like, sure, let's split them, saw the mom halfway down the center. Yes, but you know, eyeballs. Right.
Don't leave their eyes alone.
What I do like about that moment is that Chucky, no matter all his faults, will always take advantage of a teachable moment. So he's like, hey, Henry, you might be a killer someday. Here's how you do this with his eyeball and this pen.
Henry is weird. Henry needs some therapy. They need to take care of him. They haven't been taking care of him from the beginning. Like, he has this doll he named after his brother, his late brother. He's walking around with the doll. He's taking care of him because his Chucky doll's dying. He's making his doll die. Somebody check on this kid. Nobody seems to care. He's in that room and he's just chilling, like watching everybody get killed and watching, you know, a nuclear bombs and everything. He's not doing anything.
We have to see that adults are not adulting on this show. So it just feels like it's typical for the adults on this show. They are not in sync with what's going on at all.
They're check the fuck out. They are like, stuff's happened. Fend for yourself. That's why Chucky's like, I'm gonna collect you because you're not even parenting. I'm just going to take you out. Your kid's better off. Henry is weird, but like, when Chucky's having his rant about fuck Santa and he wants the kids to know that there's no Santa Claus, you just hear Henry said, what? Because he's like, why do you wear cold, Chucky? And he's like, no, the fucking kids who survived to know there's no Santa Claus. What?
Yeah, that was too much. They shouldn't have had to say anything. It was like, now I feel bad for him. Now I feel bad. Like, he believes his Chucky, you know, he sees the doll moving and shit too. Because Chucky is talking and moving and then becomes inanimate when people show up. And he's been fine with it the whole time. Right. He's the lost generation. He's going to he's like what, you know, like us, raising ourselves, feeding ourselves, taking care of us, you know, TLC and therapizing ourselves.
But then after that, they were like, Dad? Is that Dad? Like, there were so many heartbreaking realizations at the end of this episode.
Can you imagine after all of that to be like, also, that's not my real dad? I'm like, oh no, baby, I'm so sorry. You can sit out the rest of the season. You can. I think you need to be in a safe space. I
forgot that wasn't his dad. He was wearing the dad's robe and he was sitting on the bed and the kid comes in and he's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this kid? It was so funny. And I can still see the little part in his hair.
They really said less volume, different product. Go back out. And he's like, okay. I love that Chucky's first line to him is, "You don't look like him," because Chucky's a little hater, and it's just everything about this episode sparks joy. Basically, that's the review.
I was in heaven. I floated. I was just the whole time. I was just like, please lift me off the floor. I think I have passed away every few minutes and screaming, silently to myself.
I felt like Chucky and his exorcism, where he just like levitated above everybody in the church. That's how I felt like this whole episode. I was looking down on people and are we still watching this? This is art.
But there was so much that happened in this episode. It left me thinking, well, what could they possibly do for the 2 or 3 remaining episodes that they have? What is left at this point?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I know we've not spent enough time with Fiona. So she's getting an episode next or last. But we're getting something with her.
Right.
And we've not
what's the sister's name? Caroline.
Oh, Caroline, yeah.
Yeah.
She's been AWOL this back half so far, but also we've been back for 2 weeks. But she's a little psycho, so I want to see her.
Yeah.
I want to see eyes on her. Look.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited about seeing Nika and her father, like father and daughter, and because also in the show, Chucky has ridden her body. And so them being together or anybody, it's going to be great. I hope we have a moment where she sees his ghost or something like that, just because we know, the father-daughter thing, but also it's just so much more messed up every time something happens to Nika, because it's really like from birth, when she was in the pregnant belly, she has been messed with by Chucky and Tiffany like her whole life, and to see Charles Lee Ray, anything is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
While we're talking about her, I want to talk about the fact that I got to see her dad in the series, because I'm a longtime listener. Obviously, Chucky's been around since before I was born, so I grew up watching Chucky, trying to say freckles, saying freckles.
This remind me how old I am. Okay.
No, but you look 25, so it's all fine. But I was like, I haven't gotten to see him as a person because I've seen the original, but it's not the same. That happened before I was born. It doesn't count anymore. So I'm like, I can't not react to see Brad Dourif's face talking about Chucky. That's how you get 5 stars out of me. Just be like, it's Chucky and here's Brad Dourif, and I'm like 5 stars. Nobody needs to say anything else. We're done.
I got chills. I got chills again. That's how much of a dork I am, because I loved when I saw him. I was like, oh my God, just the chills and everything. I was like, they have him on the show. He's a ghost. He's right there. I was like, oh my God, that was so fucking cool. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen on TV ever.
I think I did a doubles take. I was like, that's Brad Dourif. Literally, I was like, that's Brad Dourif.
Because in season 1, they just made his daughter play him, and it confused everybody. We were all different people afterwards. We're like, I thought I knew who I was, but I'm not that person anymore. Here we are, and we're like, let's get him to be himself, or his character he originated back in the day.
It's amazing. It was such a good, I guess it's not an Easter egg, because I think it was just out there, right? I mean,
they were sharing pictures.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful way for everything to come together. And as a longtime fan of Chucky, who was born when the first movie came out and went to see it in the movie theater.
I would have loved to have seen Chris Sarandon in that car scene on the theater, because I have never done that.
R.I.P. Chris. Huh?
He's still alive. Well, his character's not. Actually, his character might be. The character was alive at the end of the first movie. I don't know if he's still with us.
I don't know. That's a good. I think I was thinking of what's his name? The other one, the one that's related to Sean Penn, Chris Penn.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, because we Google Chris Sarandon regularly, because he's so hot, even though he's getting older. He's like 70 something. He's still got it. I'm just like, I don't understand. Explain yourself. Show me the work. Mm-hmm. I'll watch Fright Night later tonight.
Now I'm in the mood.
Listen. Name another vampire movie where they can dance off your girlfriend that way. And you're like, yeah, you played yourself by not being him. You lost her.
That man was smooth. You wasn't.
Right. I would have danced off with him, and I even talked to vampires. I'm just like, I'm too smart for that. But I'm like, oh, he looks like that. I can get bit real quick. I'm fine. I'm free. I think it's on Alma, maybe. I don't know anymore.
Okay. Well, I'll bring up one bit that we didn't cover yet. I was okay when they finally reveal everything, and they're like, Chucky's a serial killer. I thought that moment would come after the Halloween, like immediately, and the fact that they needed to clue this guy in on anything is just kind of frustrating because I'm like, they really didn't write him like to be a smart kid, and he lives in the White House. He doesn't know anything. And finally, you know, it was like, it's about time they fill him in because it was really killing me. Like, just tell him more. They're teenagers. They're going to believe more. They, you know, we've all been, they.
You talking?
Sorry.
I read
it. Listening and not watching.
Chris Sarandon is not dead. I ain't say it. No,
we upset Yutaka. Yutaka said the way I shot up in my chair when I heard you say Chris Sarandon was dead. He's not dead. Last time I Googled, and I Googled quite often. That is a grandfather I keep an eye on. I'm just leave that right there.
You mean
to his grandkids, disrespectfully, I'm looking at your granddad. Not sorry, not gonna apologize. He's hot. I'm sorry you can't notice. Like,
okay, so now we know if Sharai stops podcasting is because she went to home health care, so she could take care of this man when he goes maybe into like a nursing care facility.
I'll put on my nursing wig.
Mess. I want to talk about how Lexi was all Chucky about to start the World War, and Lexi was all, wait, he knows where my sister is. And I was just like, oh, I have so much compassion in my heart for you, but fuck them kids. Because it's wrong for Chucky or your crazy sister who's also a murderer now, right? Like, she's crazy. Listen, that's not your sister anymore, dog. That's not your sister.
Caroline made a choice because Chucky's in the White House. She ain't there. She could have found you if she wanted to. She's gonna live in her psychotic life. Let her go. But that's Lexi's energy to be like, what about me? It's about me. Fuck the world. Fuck everybody else. I'm never gonna forgive her for what she did in her first episode. Like, let's start there. I'm so salty. I know Jake's moved on. I have not. So.
He's so forgiving. Yeah, that could not be me. Never know how.
Nope, not Jake. No, I was rooting for her to die after the first episode, and I still don't think that I've changed that. No. Like, I know that she's had some kind of change of heart, but I would be okay with her going to.
She has never looked at him and said, I am sorry for starting the Kickstarter and telling people you're poor, for pretending to be your dead dad at a Halloween party and enacting his death, or any of the other things she's done. She's just like, we're family now. I'm like, are we? Because I'm a Gemini. I'm watching
this. Is not the answer, and also violence is the answer. I'm just
saying. That's the point of the show.
If Jake roughed her up a little bit, I could forgive her maybe someday. But like, he's not. He's just like, we're family because we're all orphans now. I'm like, you need more than that. Show me the work. Show me the math. I don't understand. And that's why if not for Grant, I'd be like, kill her first. But Grant should die first, and then Lexi.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree in that order.
Yeah.
And mostly because I always have to look up his name. I keep saying I just heard his name. I never remember it. Grant. Yeah, there it is, right? Yeah, he just said it.
Yeah.
I just don't care. No. I
feel like they wanted to be more sympathetic than he is. And maybe it's because they're ready for a different time, because we are all jaded as hell. We've survived so much just this decade. And so we are no longer like, that's a kid. Keep it cute. We're like, that's a kid. Is he dead yet? It's Chucky. Chucky, literally. People sleep on Chucky, Child's Play 3. I almost said Chucky 3. Wow. People sleep on Child's Play 3. He killed multiple kids that movie, which is why.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the military moment. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course. But I was one of those people who does not, for the longest time was like, I don't like it when they kill children. And I've clearly moved beyond that. And
you've grown.
I am so, it's like, it's the way I live my fantasies, okay?
Actually, I think the third one was the first one I saw in the theater. The third one, yeah, because I was really confused.
I've never seen any of them in theaters. I'm so sad about it, which is why when I talk about making another movie, I'm like, could it be for me? It probably won't be, but I'm gonna watch it anyways. If he's not in space. I don't want to see Chucky in space. I know he's Chucky.
It's,
the only way
it's a
one.
thing, right? Everybody
Yeah.
goes to space,
Yeah,
right?
they don't have to go to space. I'm gonna
Let's not
watch it. I'll watch it all.
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna be happy. Like,
Yeah. I'm
Give it a chance, Sharai. Listen, give it a chance.
don't be so prejudiced against it, okay?
If
It could be
anybody can
really good.
if anyone can make space cool, it's Chucky. But we need to stop going to space. Like, every time they do another Halloween, I'm really worried Michael Myers is gonna be like, I'm on Mars. I'm like, no, that's not for you. Get back down here. What?
Listen, if Freddie and Jason can do it, then I think Chucky, he has a right. It's his birthright.
I missed the 513s where he knew what he was about, and it was about summer camp because we got away from that too fast. Hey, Travis. Travis made it, y'all.
Yay, Travis.
But yeah, I don't want to see him in space, but I want him to kill more people. And he's just decimated the North Pole. So he's got
people there besides Santa. I mean, and some like archaeologists and climate scientists. Those people aren't even.
There aren't people, but like people who are supposed to be there, right? I was wondering to myself, who died? Some researchers or mountain climbers?
Some polar bears.
Listen,
you know what? I have beef with polar bears.
We might have an extinction level event because of the way right? Because we got the polar ice caps, right? And now they're gone.
Apocalypse Chucky
caused accelerated global warming. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem. It's a real problem. First world problems was in London in October, and it was hot, and I was not happy. And I was like, all of y'all with your airspray, all of you with your hairspray and your beehives in the day. What? That's the reason I'm sweating in London. This is not cold. Why am I sweating?
Oh my God. I can imagine. I'm thinking everybody's walking around London looking like Amy Winehouse with a big.
It was not good. We were all dying together trying to see movies, and we were just like, I'm so sorry I smell this way. And I was like, I don't like this. Fix it, the ozone. Travis saying he could take Cocaine Bear by introducing nuclear fallout polar bears.
And that's what we mean by, marrying franchises right there. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. To forget the Pooniverse.
Punaniverse needs to die immediately. I am upset for everybody. I know some people are into it. Good for y'all. No. Ask for more. A better name for starters. I can't watch the Pooniverse. Like, I'm an adult. I refuse. I refuse. And Bambi gonna be in there. What's Bambi gonna do?
I give up. I watched the first one. I'm good. I know what
I made it like 30 minutes into that one because we were doing our bottom 10 list on Bloody Massacre, and I was like, I don't need to see anymore. I just want to talk about it. And then it came up anyways because it's Winnie the Pooh Blood Money.
It was just so
I have not seen it.
No, don't worry. Don't bother.
Travis, the Pooniverse fan count. We have somebody who's into the Pooniverse.
Enter the chat. I think I should watch one of them just to kind of like cement it, but I will eventually get around to it. I do for most things.
Well, maybe you should watch two because everybody was talking about how great that one was.
Yeah, I'll watch the second one first.
Like the writer of 2 was talking about how they didn't like the first one. And a lot of people, when they were hiring him or them, I don't know the person. When they were hiring them, were like, we need to do some things differently. And so like it's supposed to be a more solid movie. I will not be going there because again, I saw about 30 minutes of that first one, and it was just like biker dudes in weird bear masks doing shit. And I was like, you know what? I don't need this. 2B energy on a Sunday morning.
I was gonna say, I will watch the second one when it hits 2B.
Okay.
Because I will watch anything because I watch 2B regularly. So clearly,
yeah, I do.
Aren't discriminating. But yeah, Alma, just wait it out, girl, because it's not.
Eventually I'll get to it. I made it through the Christmas tree killer one, and that one was
that one wasn't great.
The Christmas tree, I was like, I don't know what I expected. I thought it would be fun, but I was like,
Revenge. Watch Revenge instead. That is
I watched Revenge.
like
I watched it.
Yeah.
I got through the whole thing, Sharai.
Like that
It's
was
called
all
revenge. I'm
we
done.
needed to tell, right?
Mhm,
All the stuff we
mhm.
needed to tell. That's beautiful.
It's called revenge. I'm opening more wine. That's what I'm gonna do.
Cheers.
Yay!
I can't believe you haven't seen Tree Venge. I swear I've sent this to you before.
It's
Sharai.
I think you
branches.
I think you did, and I said LOL, and I closed that.
Okay, honestly, I don't know how anybody survived the tree because the tree can do anything. Like
Yeah.
if you watch it, it's growing. It's like the lights, the branches are stabbing everything you can think of a tree. It grows, and then like the branches are coming under the doors and shit. Like I don't know how anybody survived. Like there's just
Ooh,
there's no
it's
way.
a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful
Mhm.
movie. Oh, Holy Night, child. I watch it every year now on Christmas. It's like National Lampoon's Tree Venge. That's what's happening over here.
I can't.
Christmas classic. Christmas classic.
Travis, because Travis had to like enter the chat late, is asking, we already talked about wheelchair Chucky because ready for a Funko. We all are. We talked about wheelchair Chucky, but we can talk about him again because that was the moment where I was like, this show is bonkers. You always think you know that Chucky's out of pocket and off the rails, and then they put him in a wheelchair. You're like, well, I thought I knew you. What?
Yeah, I thought it was great just seeing him laying in bed, like just lying there under the covers and everything, because I'm like, why is he like a hospice patient and the little boy's taking care of him? Look, they even had the lady cleaning crew coming through. Like, this is normal. This is just, oh, that's his little old man doll. Of course he's gonna drive it around in its American Girl doll wheelchair. I don't know where they got that.
I looked at that shit and was like, these are white people problems. This is not what goes on where I'm from and where I live. This is special. And it works because like I expect this from people who know what the suburbs feel like. And so I just look away and I giggle.
Chucky's being self-reliant, okay? All right. So, Chucky said, I'm going to save my energy for when I need to do the killing and the stabbing and the shooting. And I'm going to roll in a wheelchair. And I think that is a smart decision. Saving his energy, being self-reliant, ADA accommodations. Like I said, Chucky's woke.
Listen, he is. He is like, I know my kids' pronouns, even though Jesus talked to me for so many reasons.
Even though I'm terrible, like
I'm a bad dad, but I'm not a monster. That's my platform. Vote for me, Charles Lee Ray. 2024.
Now I'm like, he's a ghost and he could be living in people.
Yeah.
Listen,
I hadn't thought about it yet.
I'm just happy to see Brad Dourif's face. Him smirking was enough for me to like retire and hang up all of my things. But I want to know what he's gonna do, and I hope we follow that up next episode because I know we're overdue for a flashback. But I want to know what Ghost Charles Lee Ray is doing now that he is back to being a full-grown man. Like. Is he the one leaving notes on their wallpaper? Is that who it was? Choking people with the flags? Was it him?
Yeah.
That's what I assume. But sometimes I feel like, am I too inebriated? Am I getting what's going on this television screen? Because I saw and I was like, so he was the ghost, right? I just need some validation from someone else that I just saw what I saw, and that's why that other thing was happening. So I'm glad someone else.
Who do we think is to jump? Who do we think is available for him to jump to?
Ooh, what if it's Grant? What if that's Grant's purpose?
What?
And he's alive for a reason.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think we're overdue for losing one of the kids, right?
Yeah. They've had 4 the whole time because Grant, he's just like the tag along now, and he's like the 4th one. We don't need that many.
No,
right?
He
needs to go. If he takes over Lexi's body and Lexi kills Grant, that's fine too. Okay, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
do think that, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it better never be Devin.
Never.
No.
Never. Or
Yeah.
Whenever I look at Devin, I'm just like, don't you dare. Like, don't you dare. I will riot. I will throw a chair. It will not be cute. Like,
I'll riot with you. I don't know where we're gonna do it. We will stage a protest. We'll do something.
Like,
it'll be mostly symbolic, but it'll get done.
A virtual sit-in.
Join us. But I will not handle it well.
Get a protesting. Let me get a sign. Yeah. I'm gonna make a sign.
Fine, while drinking another hand, just like you. Fuck y'all. You were the wrong bitch. Like,
that's what I'm ready. I'm ready.
That's my time for virtual protest. I'm just saying, because like all of us are at home anyways. Like, we used to go outside as a society. That has stopped. Mm-hmm. But if you had a virtual protest, like yeah, I'm there. Mm-hmm. And I would my camera on and off while I like do things. Yeah. But I would love if Chucky was planning on using Caroline as a getaway vehicle kid. And so he does have her somewhere nearby for just this occasion.
How, like, where was she staying at, right? Like when she was asking, I want to go with you to the White House. I wonder where she is in DC. I still have issues with them, like picking these kids up from wherever they were, Hoboken or wherever the fuck they're from, and then dropping them in DC randomly. But you know, ain't got no parents. Ain't got no parents. Ain't got no. It's just, I've never seen any change. Trust me, but this was a lot.
I keep looking at them, and I feel like I'm in Martin because I'm just like, you ain't got no job. How you affording all this? Like
nobody even checks up on their foster mom. Holy shit! I didn't even think of that. I'm like, there's nobody cares. That is so sad.
Nobody there without adult supervision. She did, but who knows? Like. They know, but does anybody else know that she's got? Well, I mean, obviously the president's wife and them know, but like, who knows? They're just out there living in a hotel.
They got her bag, and they were like, "Good thoughts," and they never talked about it again. They were just like, "No family called."
Holy shit! So they're coming into the White House, and I just realized, and she knows their foster mom's dead. Right. She knows they know, and they know she knows.
And well, I don't know that they know she knows, right? I don't know that they know that she knows, but
well, they got to know she's missing. They're not bringing it up. You know,
nobody's talking about it. Like she's dead and gone, and ain't nobody said nothing. But I keep wondering, how are they living in DC without a great? And she was a teacher and a foster mom, so it's not like she was raking in them ducats. That credit card has to get declined at some point in time, right?
Mm-hmm. DC is expensive. It's very expensive. I've only been twice, and I've stayed with friends both times. Those kids can afford it.
There, I grew up in the DMV, and my sister lives there now. And you got to be rich to be poor in DC.
You do though. You do. My friends who live in that area are telling me what their rent is. I'm like, no, no.
My mortgage for a whole house is less than my sister's rent for a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm just saying.
No. Oof. No. And that's how you know it's bad, because like I'm just like, maybe Arizona is the move. At least we could be neighbors. I can't do DC for them prices, because I would not have a home. I live in Charles Lee Ray's UPS box, waiting for him to be like, get out. I'm shipping myself. But like, we have a lot of threads this episode that we are hoping to see happen next week. You can't fit them all in 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. What is the thread we're leaning forward into the most, though? Because we have Ghost Charles Lee Ray. We have Dead Chucky. We have, where the fuck is Caroline? We have them kids find out their daddy did. There's so much happening. What is the thread that makes you lean in right now? What do you want to see next episode?
Where does Ghost Chucky go? And I know we'll probably get that, but because we do need a flashback episode, right? We have not.
Yes.
I need to know where Brad Dourif. I want to see if Brad Dourif is going to make another appearance. Number 1, and number 2, where does Ghost Chucky? Who Ghost Chucky jump into?
Listen, Brad Dourif is the reason, because he's been his voice for decades, like decades on decades.
Mhm.
And so it's exciting to see him be back in the kind of flesh as a ghost. And I'm happy for him because we just forget because we're like, you're the voice of Chucky. Your life is amazing. Fuck you. But he's like, when I got to do Bride of Chucky, we did for Tilly. So I had somebody else in the box with me. And I was like, oh, you are alone. I'm so sorry. We never thought about you. I'm so sorry. And so I'm happy he gets to like be amongst the people because he's just sitting in a box by himself, being like, I hope that works because I'm not doing it over. I'm Bride Dorff. Thank you. You're welcome.
We never think that that's why he's gotten worse over the years. You know, we got to think about him. You know,
he wants to be in the trailer with for Tilly. He wants to see all the Devon Sawas reincarnate. Like, invite him to things, y'all.
We gotta give our people their flowers while they're around. I'm just saying, Brad Dorff, we love you.
I'm going to start the campaign right now and give him an award for whatever he's about to do. I don't care. He can have 2 scenes. Give him an award. Like, give him an award. If you don't give Brad Dorff an award, I'm going to talk to the manager. I have the wigs for it. Don't play with me. He deserves all the things, everything for always. Again, he could have 2 scenes. I'm just like, masterclass.
Can we submit a Gloria Award or something? They haven't announced, have they? Have they announced for this year yet?
I don't know. I never know who's doing what until it's in my newsfeed.
Until after, like,
I get the email to vote, but I don't get the, I feel like we should do something. I think we should start a whisper campaign.
Listen, I'm going on all the apps tonight. Vote for Brad Dorff. And people gonna be like, for what? For everything. For what?
Do it.
Everything.
What the hell? Why are you
write him in? Like, write him into everything. Put him down for everything. Like, vote him as ruler of the planet. I don't care. Like,
whatever he wants, that's what we're voting for.
Listen,
period.
Like, best ballerina, done. He's never danced in his life. I don't care. Like,
I'm going to see Abigail after this. I'm very excited. Thank you.
When you're done, she has personality.
I will. I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you. Yeah.
It's an hour after we're done here, so I'm excited.
Oh yeah, so we should definitely get you out of here. Alma, what are you leaving for all these threads that Chucky has unraveled? What?
I want to see Nika. I need to see Nika face off some kind of something, whatever it is that she's going to get. I know that she's going to get what's going to help her, something over the top, something great. I want to see her just go completely, just lose it on her revenge, whatever it is. I love Tiffany and everything, but I love Nika too. And she needs something. And I'm looking forward to whatever it is that they give her, because I really am a huge fan of her. I've just obsessed, like, love her ever since and Curse of Chucky ended it for me. I was like, when I saw her in that, I was like, I could see so much. She's such a great actress. She is so just amazing. She gets really into everything she does. She did amazing pretending to be her dad. Seeing her at that courthouse, seeing her almost throw herself down the stairs in that wheelchair, she's gonna get it done.
If they put her in her dad drag next to her dad, I'm not coming to that recording because nothing I say will be appropriate. I'm gonna have to say that one out. That's all Trent. I cannot.
My feelings. That's gonna be so weird. I'm gonna be so confused.
I want it, but I can't have it. It's one of those things, where it's like, I know myself. If you give me that, don't listen to that episode. Just don't tune in for that live, because no, I'm not an adult. I will be like, we got 2 Charles Lee Rays. Oh no! We're gonna learn a lot about me and why I should be in therapy, and we just don't need that right now in this decade.
I'm gonna need the evening alone. I'm gonna need some candles.
I'm just gonna be active on my Twitter. No more live tweeting Chucky at that point. Like, we are done. We're done. I will not be incriminated. I will not be responsible for whatever I am thinking and saying.
Well, now I know what they could do. Like, I was like, what's left? That's left.
Because literally, we're overdue for a flashback. We know who plays him as the younger version of himself. So that makes sense to me, but I cannot handle that. I am not an adult. I am not an adult. Please don't do that to me, but please do it to me. I'm very torn. I think the loose thread I'm leaning for is all of the threads, but specifically, I want to know how Tiff gets out of jail because her execution's coming.
Mm-hmm.
She was not in this episode, and I always miss her because she's Jennifer Tilly. How do you not miss Jennifer Tilly?
Yeah.
You're
right.
Be beautiful
without her. It really does.
That's the thing, is because she's so damn good at everything she does, she definitely walked into Chucky's universe, was like, this is ours now. And so it feels weird when we don't have both of them. It's like, are mom and dad not talking this week? I don't like it. And so we need both of them at all times. But they keep using her sparingly because it's supposed to be Chucky's world. But we're like, but it's Chucky and Tiffany now.
I think that they have to break her out for these last few episodes, at least for one or two of them, right? Yeah. And I want to know how she gets out of the execution too, because she's so interesting and fun and funny, and I want to see good things for Tiffany, right?
I'm ready for her.
I am ready for her.
I'm like, it's not fair. Other people have been worse. Right,
Lexi.
I'm saying.
Bye, Travis. No, but she's a kind soul, and she's also the reason that we have Chucky, because we remember that flashback where she snitched on his ass. Because you don't cross Tiffany Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's true. So I'm very much looking forward to what happens with Tiffany. She and Chucky are always going to be the characters that I care most about. I root for them kids. I'm always rooting for Chucky.
Aside from Devin is the last one standing, but we have to kill all the kids.
Yeah. He'll come back. He will reincarnate, right?
Right. We have to everybody let Devin have like an episode by himself, and be like, sorry, Devin, this is Chucky and Tiffany's show. Like, let the adults fight. Yes. That's how I feel. But let's get to our tops and bottoms, because this is definitely 7:00 now. Okay. Right. Let's go with who's red. Is that you, Alma?
Alma's red.
Yes, my top, please, would be okay, now I have dirty thoughts. Goofy body double, Devin Sawa / Ghost of Charles Lee Ray. The way that I just died, both of those, I couldn't breathe. I was holding my breath. I thought I was gonna pass out. I was gonna be faint. It was like it was the most beautiful thing I ever seen.
Both of those are strong tops. I'm just gonna say it. Those are two great tops. I can't pick. It's just even Stevens, please. I need all that all the time. I need to rewatch it like with a fresh pair of eyes. Just like experiencing it in. I feel that way because this episode was all tops, no bottoms, and the math don't math, and so it was very hard. What is your top, Chris?
So I loved like the deterioration of Chucky from being in the wheelchair to every time I saw him, he had a little like an extra liver spot to like, this patch of hair looked like it was about to come out. Like they did the damn thing with kind of like that progression of him like just aging and like moving a little bit differently, but still having like his Chucky strength, right? Like, jumping down from the elevator shaft and all that kind of stuff. I love it. I love watching it. I love looking at it every time I look at it. Like there was a point where he was coughing and he coughed up some blood and I said, ew. And he said it at the same time that I did. Like we were both, ew. I love every minute of that. I love body horror in general. And so I really like to see what they're doing with the Chucky character, and they just really went there this time because that doll looked like it was about to fall apart.
He had been through it. I just fucking love this show. Like I don't think other shows who had to like navigate breaking up their seasons for the strikes are coming back this chaotic. And it's easy for them because they came out the gate chaotic. Like, this is Chucky. Everything goes. And so it's never like, oh, that feels weird. It's like, of course Chucky would do that. Of course this is where the show would go. And it's just a delight every week. Again, it was almost all tops for me. It was almost all tops. Because, like, I was like, nothing's going to top Body Double President Sala. And they're like, hold our beer. And excuse you. And then it was like everything in the panic room with the fuck Santa. Chucky's whole monologue about wanting the kids to know Santa's not real. His whole goodbye, cruel world. Everything. But I think the final top is the top I'm going to go with this episode, which is Brad Dourif being actually in this fucking space, not just as a voice, but as an actual ghost Chucky. Bullet holes and all. I loved it. I asked no questions. I would watch him float around for 3 seasons doing nothing because he deserves. That's my platform. Vote for me. What is your bottom?
I think that's just the worst thing for me. The bottom was definitely the wife losing her shit, because I don't know why. I just thought that they were just building up to her being just like the boss. I just thought that was going to be her. Like, she was going to get in charge of everything. Like, okay, he's dead. Let's cover this up. And I am going to be the word of, and even when the body double came out, even I'm like, oh, we have a backup person. Okay, she's going to be working him. She's going to be the puppet master, pulling the strings and everything. So that was, but then when she mustered up, like, let's get the hell out of here, realizing it was just too late. So that bottom was definitely, it was just too late. Mm-hmm.
It was too late. I expected her to be a badass bitch. I'm happy the actor's having fun because it was a very fun episode for that character. But I wanted her to be like, ha ha, it was me all along, Agatha. And instead, it was like folding like a cheap suit. And I was like, that's fair, but also, but again, I just walked into my husband and his eyeballs being separated. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being too mean to her.
No, she was just being basic. Like, she was being a basic, like, woman character. And I wanted her to, like, really toughen up with this. Like I said, I thought she was going to be like, oh, I'm going to be the president now. And, that's not what happened. So it's unfortunate. We do still have a few more episodes with her. So time will tell.
We'll see what happens. But I'm looking at her a little bit disrespectfully after what I thought she would be.
I'm disappointed.
Right. Yeah. We need more badass bitches. Lexi can't do it all by herself. Like, give us some more villains.
Truly.
And what's your bottom?
That terrible slow jam version of Don't Fear the Reaper. I immediately, when I saw it, just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I was so annoyed. Like, why? Why do we even need to do that? Why? There was no need. Lexi ain't that good of a singer in the first place. When he started playing it, I was like, what song is this? Like, I didn't even recognize what the song was because it sounded so basic. And then she started singing Don't Fear the Reaper. And I was like, girl, how'd you get that from? Never mind.
Listen.
Right? It was anticlimactic in an otherwise really fun, really action-packed episode. It brought me down. And I like the song Don't Fear the Reaper. That's the sad part about it. Like, I was like, I'm not here for the remix.
It felt like we have too many tops, so to give people a bottom. That's what it felt like. And I'm sad because I'm sure those kids were not expecting to be part of the worst part of this episode. And I'm so sorry to those kids, but also,
it took me out. Like, it took me out for a second. Like, I had to regroup to get back into the episode after that because it was just so disappointing.
I did not understand it. I know they want us to care about Grant and they want us to care about her relationship, but we're already overly invested in Devin and Jake's relationship. We can't also care about another tween relationship.
Yeah.
We just can't.
Yeah. No. Only one relationship we could be in on, and that's it. That's one's enough.
Mm-hmm. No.
If they want us to care about Lexi, if we want us to care about Lexi in our dating life, they should like put her together with the redhead that killed last season. Because we were like, is Lexi? And then she was like, she's dead. And we're like, oh, so we're not gonna explore that.
Yeah. And I'm also old, so I don't care about teenage love anyway.
Anybody's love. Like,
I don't care about teenage love anyway. I got the love that's gonna pay the bills. That's
I'm at the age where when people are getting married, I'm like, is there an open bar? And we can see from that's how much I care about love. Is there an open bar? More than I'm
Right.
invested in a dress.
Yeah. So don't fear the Reaper. Needs more cowbell. That's my statement.
I just love that everybody who sings "Don't Fear the Reaper" should fear the Reaper. That's a thread that we've been going on since the song came out. Like the horror
Why
people
did
were
they
like,
choose that song? Like it was so weird. If they were supposedly having a moment, why choose "Don't Fear the Reaper"?
like I get Lexi has walls up, and that's her song. She used to sing to her sister, so she sings it every season now. But to
Right.
share that rant and try and make me care, I was like, I'm dead inside. Who is this for? Like, I can't afford to have feelings, and if I did, I wouldn't waste them here.
Yeah.
My again, this
Absolutely.
episode was all tops, no bottom for me, except from that scene. But I will tell you a big bottom I see is that Peacock no longer puts this up the day after it airs on USA and Sci-Fi, which is
Really?
why I got to email some future guests, let them know that it's okay if they can't do it, but I gotta like find other people. That's what your root came out of nowhere.
Download the Sci-Fi app, and you can download the Sci-Fi app and watch it.
Really?
And you can get like 3 or 4 free credits if you don't have cable.
Well, thank you. I'll put that in the email.
That covers the rest of the season. Okay. You're welcome.
I'm putting that in the email because, like, it was really rude. Because, like, the first half of the season, they were like, "People watch it, please." And the second half of the season, they were like, "Only the first episode, but you have to wait a week for everything else." I'm like, "Use a little bitch." I hope Charlie get you Peacock because people who pays for Peacock to not watch Chucky the week after the week it airs. Like, so I hope that those people having a bad day whoever made that decision. I don't know because I'm not involved in anything. Nobody pays me, talks to me. But whoever was like, no more Chucky the day after. I hope they're having the worst week ever. Paper cuts, stub toe, liver spot appearing,
stub your toes.
Right. The Don't Fear the Reaper mix that we heard on this episode constantly, 24/7 rotation. But my in-show bottom is definitely Grant and Lexi singing "Don't Fear the Reaper." Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. But also,
yeah, no.
That's so bad.
But this was a very special episode of our Chucky Minisode. Thank you to Chris and Alma. Let the people remember where to find you, where you want to be found.
I am at Legally Love on Twitter, which I refuse to call X.
Never.
And yes, and Ms. Chris Love on Instagram. I had to remember that it was Instagram, y'all. Just go with it. I've had too much wine now. Abigail, thank you very much.
Yay! I am at Alma Lovely on everything because I am basic and it's easy for me to remember. And in fact, how I came up with that is because LUV is just love and Lee is my middle name. So it's not even that complicated.
And not as basic as Mrs. President.
That's true.
On that note, we will see you next week. I believe Trinity Tam will be back with us, but I don't know his rehearsal schedule. Surprise, surprise.
On this trip.
Listen, I do too. Like, I do too.
I am personally offended that he did not make it to this one because I was looking forward to seeing him because I haven't seen him since the last time I saw him.
Listen, and that was your chainsaw? No, it was your Blackula episode.
It was Blackula. Yeah, it was Blackula.
I remember nothing of substantial things. Like, if you ask me like an important date people know or like an important historical event, I'm just like, I know it sounds familiar, but you ask me what episodes were you? I'm like, Blackula and Chainsaw Massacre. You said she had great teeth, and that's the episode title. My brain is useless. On that note, thank you for joining us for another Chucky Live. We will see you all next week, same time, same channels. Good fucking luck out there. If you see Brad Dourif, tell him hi and bye.